As far as Michelle Obama, I just want to say Hillary Clinton would never.
Welcome to another episode of Ask a Brother podcast. I'm your host, Jeff St. James, and we're going to have a whole host of different people from different backgrounds coming in because it really is about building a community of like-minded people that's just open to listening and hearing from other perspectives. The revolution is going to be because of us. Second one. And somebody mentioned it earlier. I think one or two of you did. Publicly broadcasting relationship drama on social media. Automatic disqualification for a lot of men. And men, a lot of times, I don't think ladies realize men will disqualify women silently. Silently. So when we see certain things on social media, he'll either disqualify you completely or he'll disqualify you from taking you seriously. Recreational use, sure. You might be a good fun time. But once he sees that, like, So before I go any further, what are your thoughts about this one? And what are some examples you could think of ladies? You could use a particular person or just examples of things you've seen women do or say on social media that absolutely, if it doesn't continue working out with the man they're with, it's going to make it a lot harder for the next guy to want to be in his position. What can y'all think of? Let's start with Smell the Roses, and then I think it was Melanin and whoever else didn't get a chance to go.
I was thinking about the thumbnail. Megan Thee Stallion blasting Klay Thompson when she did that on social media. Keke Palmer is another one. And a little bit Michelle Obama, how she gets online talking about some of the stuff that her and Barack go through. I get talking about your relationship, but sometimes I feel like it's like the throw them under the bus thing that I don't like. And I feel like all three of those are examples of women getting online, blasting their significant partners, throwing them under the bus for whatever reason. They got their panties in a bunch and now they're putting them under the bus, but not just between me and you, it's between the whole world and us. So
Absolutely. Jada Pinkett Smith single-handedly destroyed Will Smith's legacy. Like he was the personification of what we were all striving to be, and she single-handedly ruined that. As far as Michelle Obama, I just want to say Hillary Clinton would never, right? Something that we can notice amongst all of this is usually this is what happens with the Black woman. And no matter how many times you try to hold us accountable, we never want to hear it whatsoever. You said some amazing other options as well. Brittany Renner. I don't think we understand that. What's the problem with just a silent breakup? Especially when there's a possibility that you might go back. I don't understand why everybody needs to know what happened in your bedroom.
Man, Sonny, what you thinking?
Ooh, yeah. I'm over here like, yes. But there's a couple of things. So I kind of wanted to go back to a point that Smell the Roses made, but give maybe a differing perspective. When she talks about women and their feelings, I had to write it down because my brain talks about women and their feelings and us getting into these emotional moments that we use to essentially get men to do what we want them to do, right? I think women are very aware, hyper aware of what that does. That emotional response is not necessarily something that we're just doing because we're being erratic or just emotional. I think we understand that once we get into those emotional, I'm going to call it a fit, that is a way of manipulating a man or an environment, let's just say, because I've seen this not only happen within relationships, but also in different environments where a woman will use her emotions to manipulate that environment to bend to her will, if you will. So I, not too off of what she was saying, but I just think it's a bit more, we're a bit more aware because society has always conditioned women from infancy up until adulthood that we can't be wrong about anything, right? I
Mhm.
mean, your thumbnail perfect example is Amber Heard. She thought she was able to go into a court and say, well, he abused me. He did all of these things. And then all this evidence starts to come out, and this, coincidental, it leads into the Me Too movement and all this other kind of stuff. But here we come to find out she was the one causing the most harm to him. He was the one in duress, but we don't want to believe that. No one wanted to believe that. And men are shamed into stating a thing when he is being harmed, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially. Men are being shamed into saying because you're a man, society expects you to keep, these things hidden, and you're supposed to always be this beacon of strength and so on and so forth. So
Mm.
I don't want to tangent down that too far. The other thing I wanted to touch on, coincidentally enough, my son and I were talking about the body count conversation earlier.
Mhm.
And while I think body count is important to know, my question would be is how do you verify it? Because
Oh, this is good.
if I am really running after this man, let's say, right,
Mhm.
and I want him to like me, but I also know that he may ask me this body count question. I might tell him, oh, it's only been 10, knowing it's very well been more than that, right? 50, 40, 100.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
You
I
know what?
always say,
Let's
there's not a whole facts out there for, body counts, but, you
let's
know,
park right there, and this is going to be a
okay.
great part that I think a lot of ladies don't know how guys are even factoring this in when women can just easily lie about it. First of all, most men aren't asking. Most men are looking at a whole variety of other traits, signs, things. And I'm going to let ladies know in on a secret that I think the guys are going to get pissed off with me. But the few guys that know what it is I'm about to say, you don't have to tell on yourself. Your nervous system will. Your nervous system will. And I'm going to read some of these off because I'm actually doing a training right now for a particular attachment style coaching. And it talks about how, for a lot of people who develop avoidant tendencies, which is avoidant women, they'll basically start exhibiting what's called oxytocin phobic behaviors. Now, oxytocin, for those that's unaware, that's a hormone that actually helps you to actually better connect and better bond. And this actually is what's being released during sex and even post sex. So, especially with the cuddling and everything. And these are some of the things that you're going to see, even with women that may genuinely want intimacy, but because of a broken component of not being able to form natural, healthy attachments, i.e., because of maybe too many partners, some trauma in their background. List off some of the things that you can't fake as well. Minimum physical contact. They may try to have the least amount of physical contact possible during intimacy, keeping touch mechanical and brief rather than allowing for extended skin to skin contact. That would produce oxytocin. These are the women that'll have sex with you but don't allow you to kiss them. So you could be inside of them, but you can't kiss them on the lips. Think about it. Post intimacy distancing. Immediately after sexual intimacy, they create physical and emotional distance, getting up quickly, avoiding cuddling, finding reasons to leave the bed. This prevents post intimacy oxytocin surges that deepens bonding. Pre orgasm withdrawals. They may pull away physically or emotionally just before climax, unconsciously preventing the intense oxytocin release that accompanies orgasm. This can look like suddenly becoming distracted, erratic, tense, and obviously creating distance, avoiding eye contact during intimate moments. And then last but not least, rush intimacy. They prefer quick, goal oriented sexual encounters rather than slow sexual experiences that would naturally produce more oxytocin through extended touch. So it sounds crazy, but that's just in the domains of sex. We didn't even talk about all the other ways that you can actually tell on yourself without saying anything. So when you've
Wow.
been with too many people, it's really, really difficult for you to attach. And some of the natural ways that would show that you can easily attach, you are going to feel uncomfortable doing. So you'll peep it if you've been around the block. What was his name? Angry Man came on a week or two, I think a week or two ago, and he was saying like you can tell by how women act which one's been with a lot of men and which one hasn't. You just by how she acts. And I don't think, and again, I'm not going to give out all the cheat codes, but yeah. So we'll know like something's off. She may say all the right things, but her body's not accepting me, not completely. Her body's telling on herself. So that's again, it's going to shock people where it's like that is a consequence of things that you did in the past that I'm now being able to pick up on. That's causing. I know what it is for a woman that likes me. I know what it feels like for a person that really loves me. So I could tell when there's some conflict, when there's some attachment issues. It could be trauma involved. It could be body count. It could be you name it. It's a telltale sign. Now, y'all mentioned Michelle Obama and Jada Pinkett, and I'm so happy. I don't know y'all all of my notes and shit. So let me play these clips, and I want the audience and everybody currently watching. If there's any ladies that's still watching, pinned at the top. If you want to join the conversation, feel free to click on the link. Just make sure y'all dressed, and I ain't say you gotta be dressed up, but just make sure you got some clothes on. Y'all can't be coming up here naked now. So we're gonna do Michelle and then Jada, and I want y'all to pick up on what specifically did they say publicly that they probably shouldn't have. And if the roles were reversed, would we, from a societal standpoint, be as understanding?
People think I'm being catty by saying this. It's like there were 10 years when I couldn't stand my husband. You
do say that. You say
10 years. And guess when it happened? When those kids were little, right?
Yeah.
Right? Because, you can be all great individually when you're just married. You got your life, he's got his, you come together. It's all, ooh, good to see you, bye, take it easy. And then you have kids.
Not take it easy.
Take it easy. You're traveling. That's great. Good. I get to hang out and watch the TV I want to watch.
Right.
But the minute we had kids, it was like, where are you going? And how far? And you start measuring. It's like, how many diapers did you change? And you're golfing? Oh, you got time? Oh, you got time to golf? How you at the gym all the time?
Why you in my brain right now? I'm like,
that's when all the measuring starts, because you got this project.
Yes.
And guess what? Little kids, they're terrorists. They are.
Myself and love others, that we could all be on the road together. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to speak my truth, but I'm also gonna protect you. So if I gotta look like the adulterous wife to make sure you're good,
make sure y'all pick up all the amen. Let me keep playing. Hold on.
I'm gonna do it. Y'all, I learned how to love myself and not leave Will on the side of the road. And I hadn't learned how to love Will and not leave myself on the side of the road. In that moment, because I felt so bad that he was in this situation, I decided I'm gonna love you, Will, and I'm gonna leave myself at the side of the road. And on top of it, I want Will out. I don't want him part of this. Okay, I'm the bad guy. I'm the worst. Great. Let's be done with it.
Right.
I wanted it done. You got your answer. I'm the adulterous wife. Let's be done. And let's move on. As to get him through it, the family through it, let it go. Right? And, but I had to learn. That was a big learning moment for me. I wouldn't have been able to see that aspect of myself that needed to learn that I could love myself and love others. That we could all be.
If you're married.
Actually, I'll skip that one. What y'all think?
Anybody else pissed off?
Melanie, you already know. I want to spit nails at her. Is she crazy? What is she talking about? Let it go. Let it go. Are you taking accountability or not? Or are you accepting that you're a hoe?
And mind you, Will's not even the one that told on you. The young man came out and made a whole song about you. So
Right.
how is this Will's fault?
Talking about leaving him
Right.
on the side of the road. Like, what are you talking about? He should leave you on the side of the road.
You know what a lot of these women
Should have left a
have an
long
issue
time
with?
ago.
Mm-hmm.
Main character syndrome.
Mm.
Like, women don't understand you are a helpmate. You are not the main character. If you want to be the main character, why get married? Why do you have to destroy him? Mind you, whatever journey they want to go on, Will has always had her back. Red carpet, whatever, he has always given her the floor. And even if, because I think she's trying to insinuate I'm not the only one that stepped out. We never heard about his.
Right. That's what I was saying. Is she taking accountability or not? Like, is she, it seems like she was trying to say, all right, I'll be the bad guy, as if he's the bad guy too, in her
Yeah,
eyes.
she was just saying, "Oh, I'm the adulteress." Like that's her falling on the sword to say that I did that to just say, "Okay, I'll put it out there and I'll take the hit," while he, gets to go on and live his life not understanding the harm and the damage that she completely caused in this entire thing.
Well, she's making herself look worse because at the end of the day, he's still going to be a man. You still look crazy. And everybody that's back there, girl, y'all, the reason why the sisterhood thing is a joke. Real sisterhood is
Crazy.
holding people accountable for this type of stuff as women. And then Michelle Obama, if you didn't want them kids, why you have them kids?
Thanks.
I don't get it. What you mean why he's still able to go to the gym? What do you mean why he's still living his life? If you wasn't ready to be a mother, why you put yourself in that position? And then what you mean you couldn't stand him for 10 years? You couldn't stand him for 10 years. Whatever happened to a tea party where you sit amongst women that you know and have this private conversation and they tell, girl, I wouldn't leave my man. Girl, I get it. You vented. Go home and take care of your family. I don't understand.
Man, let me show some of these things real quick. Oversharing private relationship laundry, arguments, masculation, crying videos, and treating the internet and social media as an online diary. Engaging in messy internet feuds with exes, friend groups, strangers. I don't know if people have actually picked this up. It's extremely unattractive to see women arguing with men on social media that they don't even know, even in the comment section. That's that, and for both sides, it's actually if I was a woman and seeing a man going back and forth with women on in the comment section, if I was a woman, I would be looking at him kind of like, ugh, I don't know if that's the type of guy I would want to be dealing with if he doesn't have enough going on that he's willing to. I've seen people do 3-day long conversations in my comment section between men, the same man and the same woman, about a topic that don't even really probably apply to them at all. Seeing social media and online presentation behavior as having no connection to real world or personal lives, or seeing it as having no impact. They see a line, like there's this invisible barrier that blocks everything that they post and say on social media. In their mind, it doesn't affect the real world. This is how you get to busting it wide open on social media. This is how you get to going crazy and cussing people out and showing your ass as if you don't have a job, as if you don't have family, as if you don't got kids. So for them, they don't see the connection between the online presentation and their actual everyday real life. And then lastly, it exposes, and I want to make sure everybody sees this clearly, exposes primary motivating factor of attention seeking versus all the other alternatives when it comes to actually getting help and support. A lot of times people will say, well, she just needed to speak her truth. Where, with whom, and and if she needed help and support, why go to the internet for support? Why go on these shows and platforms for support? Anybody that's qualified would tell you time and place. Don't share this. We got to do this behind the scenes. So it's a dead giveaway when you're doing it on the internet when you're doing these multiple videos about your ex on social media, that's not a cry for help. That's a cry for attention. That's the difference. There's plenty of ways to get help. When you choose to seek out an audience of hundreds or thousands of people, that's not about connection. That's not about help. That's about attention seeking and trying to emasculate and make your significant other look bad. Chamonix, what do you think about these two celebrities and how they was handling themselves?
Um, so let's get, I think that, we're talking about two exceptional men, right? We're talking about like attractive, smart, very ambitious men. And I would think if these were my men, like Obama, look, you couldn't get me to shut up about my man. Look, my husband is fine. He ran the country. He's an intellect, baby. There would
Say
be
it, girl.
nothing negative. Okay, he didn't change the diapers. Got it. Don't you worry about it. I just feel like he's done so much. And I love Michelle, don't get it twisted. But he's done so much. I would just like for us to emphasize those things. I think he's a great, like that 10 years, like all of this, and we want to talk about that 10 years. I don't think I just wouldn't handle it that way. I don't think that, I didn't think it was necessary, so to speak. I think that what happens is people try to relate, try to have a conversation so you can see I'm human too. We've had human situations so they can relate to people. I don't need you to relate, Michelle. I just need you to understand that you got a man who is an exceptional man. I just need us to emphasize that every single day. We don't need to hear about anything else besides that. Okay. And the same thing when it comes to Will, right? I think that every time Jada speaks, I'm almost like, I'm nervous to hear what's going to come out of her mouth. Is she going to make it worse? Just stop talking. Just stop.
It's Chamonix
Away from the microphone.
with what you said, and Melanie, you kind of picked up on it. This isn't and again, Black women aren't the only ones. We had the recent comedian, I think it was Indian guy. I forgot his name. He was on the podcast. His Jaslene or something, his wife, where she was just saying all this insane stuff about wanting to sleep with his friends, and I don't remember his name. If it comes to
He was on Andrew Schultz's podcast. Yep. I know who you're talking about.
Yes, yeah, and he ended up quitting the show as a result of the humiliation session. And I'm arguing that when women do stuff like this is an emasculating humiliation ritual that women are socialized to get away with.
Masculinity is under attack. If anybody's in denial about that, they're definitely attacking.
So with Michelle Obama and what Chamonix was saying, I'll argue this. If Barack Obama has said that there were 10 years that he couldn't stand his wife, those same women would be telling her to get a divorce and to leave him. That's actually what we're saying. Yeah. If these men said exactly the same thing that many of these women, Aisha Curry, all of them, if these men said the exact same thing, well, she wasn't my type. What? Like, on microphones in front of hundreds of thousands of people, these same women would be crucifying. These women have told these women to leave for less than that. He ain't do what? Leave him, girl. He don't see you as a prize. They tell women to leave for the stupidest of reasons, and then they connect with them when they hear this type of stuff. They don't even see the guy in the conversation. It's disgusting, actually. Go ahead.
Just real quick, I think what bothers me the most is that when they do this and then we speak to the man, he doesn't even get to reprimand her.
No.
Like I would love the day where when you guys actually get to speak out as a man, you actually hold that behavior accountable and not, that's my wife, I love her. No, that's not helping. The same way she wanted to go public with that correction, because at the end of the day, a man is a man and you have to represent that at all times.
Facts. Now, I'll argue this. Him doing the same thing she did, running down to the public to now get back at her and humble her and all sorts of stuff. Sometimes you got to handle it behind the scenes. That's part of what it means to be a man. But the other option, if she has a tendency and a refusal to stop doing this, you got to leave. That's how you address this. because I think when there is no, you cannot win as a man when you go back in the public realm and now you want to chastise or correct your wife. There's no winning. I'm just letting you know that there's no winning scenario socially because you arguing with her, you're embarrassing your wife. She got you out. You don't even give the public an audience for that. You either handle it behind the scenes or she's not yours anymore. To me.
But even when we telling them to leave, they don't get to leave unscathed. They got to give half. They got to do child support, alimony. So in most cases, it's like that's an easy suggestion, but
I'll argue this. The reason why these women have gotten this far and did that is because they knew that these men wouldn't.
touche.
The men that would probably almost never go through these men. The men that women know would, they probably had these conversations while they were dating about what no-nos are about sharing my business in front of other people. And once I've warned you once or twice and you decide you're going to keep doing it. And now this is going way past like our mutual friends where I may have to live with you telling your best friend, you telling millions of people? Oh yeah. I'll eat that. I'll eat that loss. Because you knew I would have left if you didn't have a ring. And I think that's the difference is these women can keep doing it and do it at the rate that they do because they know that these men aren't going anywhere. These men are whipped into submission, unfortunately.